correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com.
Welcome to Me and Steve Talk RPGs, a podcast where me and my friend Steve...
We're playing games this time.
Before we begin, I want to take a moment to acknowledge something important. The setting of this campaign, Origin, is inspired by West African cultures, histories, and aesthetics. None of the players, and certainly not myself, have lived experience or even ancestry from that part of the world. While Origin is part of the canonical setting for Exalted, I've drawn on real-world West African traditions to help bring the setting more fully to life. This isn't meant to be an accurate historical or cultural portrayal, and it is definitely not a commentary on any real-world nations, peoples, or beliefs. One key difference is theological. While Timbuktu and the surrounding regions were deeply shaped by the arrival of Islam, Exalted has its own divine and mythological structure that plays out very differently. My hope is to approach these inspirations with respect and care, and I welcome feedback if I fall short. In the session notes, there will be a short list of resources to learn about the real history of West Africa and the Sahel. Thank you. All right. I guess we can start playing then. That is the Silent Forest, the Silent Grove. That is Mbara Sere. Says, I go no further.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah, I would imagine Parviz would start humming a hymn and walking in that direction.
And the first person to notice anything kind of out of the ordinary is Spots. Spots, like, stops as sort of eyeballs Wonderful Cyclone, as if to say, are you sure about this, boss?
So I think I'm envisioning kind of, what do you want to say, high desert type terrain here, kind of rocky, sandy-ish.
Yeah, it's more rocky. It's more rocky than sandy.
Mm-hmm. So I think just take a general kind of look around, any signs of, be it wildlife, birds, or conversely, is there a conspicuous lack thereof?
I'd say you're probably about halfway there, so, no, there are no birds. You don't even really hear the buzzing of insects.
So I think he kind of looks at Spots and, well, do you sense something, or is it just the emptiness that bothers you? And I mean, talking to him as if he's a person, but, I'm assuming he doesn't actually speak.
Well, as a familiar, you guys can communicate, but it's more, he's still an animal.
Mm-hmm.
And he just sort of, you get the vibe that he is, less that there's something specific, and just that he says, and that he feels like it's unnatural.
Mm-hmm.
He's willing to go forward, but he wants you to know he doesn't like it.
Well, you do you there, Spots, but I appreciate your advice and your company. And I will relay to my companions that, there's almost no wildlife, and, well, it just doesn't feel right.
And as you're getting close, you can see that there are some, really tall trees. They're all devoid of foliage, and they appear either dead or close to dead.
Mm-hmm. seasonally, would this be an appropriate time for them to have foliage?
Yes. Yes, you're coming up on you're a week before the spring solstice.
Okay.
Spring solstice is when the festival starts.
Okay. So, other than that, knowing that type of thing, I don't feel like I have any abilities to particularly pick up on anything, on my end. Kind of trying to toss the ball to anyone else who might have abilities more in that regard.
Let me, hearing you have your conversation sort of out loud, I think...
Yeah, I think very often Cyclone speaks to Spot as if he were a person.
I think with that, it's going to give Parviz pause. And I think he's going to sort of... He's going to sort of double back and speak with Little Bat a little bit more. But ask questions regarding the occult. But not in a way that Little Bat would, not like he's trying to talk over his head. He's trying to ask him questions in regard to the occult, where you might ask, like you might ask someone unfamiliar with it. Have you ever seen orbs, or, like asking somebody if they've ever seen a ghost, right?
Well, I mean, he would know what a ghost is.
Right. I think he's trying to ask more leading questions. I don't know how to word it. I think he's asking more leading questions of someone that he doesn't expect to have any knowledge of the occult, but he's asking for sort of that type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you get from Little Bat is that he doesn't know what's beyond, what's in Mbara Sere. He says he's never gotten very close to it. There's just this creeping sense of unease. And there's, of course, stories, don't spend the night within a couple of miles of it because you'll have weird, violent dreams. Sometimes they'll stick with you for months. People have gone in and not come out. People have gone in and gone insane. But it's always one of those like, well, this happened to my cousin's roommate, sister's best friend.
So it's all
that sort of
stories and okay. All right.
Yeah.
Is maybe you can answer this better than I can. Is there any sort of, can I reach out and have a sense of, like, can I get a feel? You know what? I actually might have an ability for this. Can I... Sorry.
You can pop the 5 motes for spirit detecting glance.
That's what I was going to say. Now, how many motes do I have? And where do I find those?
All right.
Sorry.
So, no worries. Yeah, you're on the right page. If you see how Essence... It is right under your list of abilities, presence,
yeah.
performance. Okay. So right now you've got... So the right number is your permanent max, and the left number is your current level. So it should be the same.
Okay.
For everybody except Old Steve, because you have an artifact.
And so I have 13 motes personally, correct?
Okay. Yes. Now the difference between the 2 mote pools is if you use 5 or more motes from your peripheral at a time, you start to glow.
I think, given the company, he'll go ahead and use 5 of his motes from the peripheral to do spirit motes.
At this distance, you don't see anything specific. You kind of get the feeling that there's something in the middle of the forest.
Okay.
But
I can't
you
see
can't
it from
identify
here.
it from this distance, no.
Fair enough. That's what I was trying to hope for. Yeah, that's good to know. I think as he starts to Oh, like you said, since it is at 5 of the peripheral, he looks at the boy and looks at the rest of the party and goes, "There is something in the middle of that forest that I can see with my third eye. That I can't quite see, but can tell you it's there."
Well,
Be rude not to say hello.
indeed. Who knows what awaits, but we won't know unless we go.
Well, then I will lead the way.
All right.
I imagine Finn still got some of the beer that he had from there. He's just kind of swishes it around his mouth and spits it out before he starts pulling out his flame piece.
I would imagine as Parviz sees you do that, he sort of looks at you and goes, "Oh, do you have any more of that beer? It was lovely."
Just hands him the mug that he was already drinking out of.
Wonderful. And he takes a small sip and hands it back to you.
So, yeah. As you guys get closer, you start to it becomes more clear exactly what Mbara Sere is. It is a grove with a combination of baobabs, kapoks, strangler figs, and poison woods. It is absolutely silent. Like even your footsteps seem to make no noise. The baobab is normally a sacred tree, but they are scarred and disfigured with strange growth. Kapok trees are often called spirit towers and reach to immense heights. They seem skeletal and unhealthy, but have not fallen. As a matter of fact, there is no deadfall in Mbara Sere. Poisonwood trees weep a toxic sap that burns the flesh of those who touch it. Strangler figs kill their host, growing into a hollow cage-like structure around the trees. And that's what's in this grove, sorry.
I think the silence very clearly perturbs Parviz. He's very upset. Not upset as in throwing a fit, but alarmed in a way by the silence.
So when you had said before that the trees at this point should be budding at minimum, is this they still appear that almost dead, or is this because of the strangler figs?
Some of them are actually dead because of the strangler figs. Others, even those without strangler figs, appear almost dead. Although the poison woods are still weeping sap, so you know they're not dead. Yeah. This place is creepy. Spots is having none of it and is going to sit down unless you order him go into the forest. Otherwise, he's going to sit down at the edge and be like, "Look, boss."
Yeah. Yes, you keep watch there. So I think, kind of look back at Parviz and, so you said roughly in the center, and, with some sort of acknowledgement, sort of begin to navigate a path, trying to steer stay as reasonably clear of the poison woods as possible, and kind of pointing them out if it's not, obvious to all.
Let me ask a sort of dumb question to ask now. But how would people refer to Wonderful Cyclone? Would they use your full name? As you've gotten closer to them, would it just be an abbreviation? Would we call you Cyclone?
I think Cyclone is probably kind of what he prefers. I mean, within the context of the world, I know we had talked about that a little bit the other day, but I think Cyclone is probably kind of his preferred name.
Okay. I just wanted for context so that, because,
I being called Wonderful feels very pretentious, which is definitely not this character.
Oh, it would be 100% my character to be called Wonderful all the time. But no. And then I'm guessing Finn is fine.
Yep, Finn works out.
Okay.
All right. So,
sorry, I know that was a little late to ask that question, but I was like, it just occurred to me. I never asked how we want to do that.
So,
well, good.
It does not take you long to get to the center of this grove. And what you see when you arrive there is a stone building. A stone building with a giant golden disc and golden doors. It's small, like a mausoleum, and it is surrounded by jade pillars and iron chains running between the jade pillars. We're talking like 2 feet tall jade pillars, or 3 feet tall.
Bollards almost.
Yeah, and the building is overgrown with these strangler figs and poison woods, but the door and the giant sun disk upon it are completely untouched by vegetation, and it's about 3-4 stories tall. It is big. It's just almost a cube in size, so like 40 feet by 40 feet by 40 feet.
Kind of turn and look at Parviz. Well, it's certainly not something you find everywhere. Any mention of this? Isn't it? Well, the woman did say it was a burial or a tomb of some sort, didn't it? Didn't she?
Well, it could be. It's very possible this is a mausoleum of some kind.
And it looks weirdly familiar to you, Parviz.
Possibly my mausoleum.
And as you approach it, you see carved above the door, "For myself, bring only your most trusted companions, and none who are not chosen." In Old Realm, the language of spirits and the ancient First Age.
None who are not chosen. Farouk, unfortunately, I must ask you to stand guard.
This is, I'm somehow strangely comfortable with that.
If you
Perhaps keep Spot company.
Yeah, or the boy, Little Bat. It is completely up to you, Farouk, but I feel as though we 3 should go in alone.
He nods, taps his silver shod staff on the floor or on the ground, and says, I will do that."
And Parviz sort of taps his chest. You are
Okay.
good.
All right. So you guys have this door. It is literally plated in orichalcum. It's mostly bronze, but there's a layer of orichalcum. What are you going to do now?
So, I think... Well, shall we proceed, my friends?
Onward and upward.
And Finn will walk up first and just try to push open the doors or open them if there's any obvious way to do so.
Yeah, they don't react.
Parviz is gonna walk up and try and just lay a hand on them,
They slide open smoothly.
as I suspected. Unfortunately, I realize though I should take point on this.
So, you guys enter in, and there's a room. You kind of get the feeling that it's like an antechamber or something. It's probably 30 foot by 30 foot, and there are at least 6 tunnels or hallways going off. And it is ornately decorated with a number of frescoes and murals. The murals appear to depict a mighty ruler chosen by the gods, gifted with wisdom and strength, who builds a shining city with great works, who defeats enemies, and whose people are shown enjoying the fruits of prosperity.
You had a high opinion of yourself, didn't you?
Apparently in a last life. Or in a past life. Parviz sort of looks over the images and nods sort of knowingly. I feel, we possibly are in the right place.
What is it we've come here for, Parviz? Did you leave yourself a gift?
Well, I left myself a map.
But you no longer remember what it's for.
To be fair, most Solars only get flashes of their past and completely, almost random.
Yeah.
So this is like an antechamber, so I'm almost envisioning kind of a floor, and you said there's like mosaics or murals on the walls and just hallways, but other than that, it's basically an empty room.
Yes. And as you guys are standing there looking, you notice one of the hallways shuts, or one of the hallways seals up, and another one appears.
Well, that's no good.
Also, not lost on Steve the player here is the spatial inconsistency, but I'm guessing that is not foreign to the characters in context.
Well, let's just say that you've heard that the tombs of the ancient Solars frequently had strong magics used in their construction that may make them larger on the inside.
Well, you certainly seem to have some magic about you, at least, or employed those who did. Do you have a direction you would suggest, and it kind of gestures broadly or around the hallways that have presented themselves?
You get the sense that you left yourself clues, but you're not sure where. You left yourself clues somewhere.
So I don't feel like Cyclone is the intellectual. However, he is rather cunning. So looking at the murals, does the facing of the characters in them, or perhaps, points of swords or spears or such, seem to have any consistent direction, like generally pointing towards a passage or a couple of them?
No, but give me a perception linguistics roll.
All right.
And I know you don't have any dots in linguistics, so it's just going to be a straight perception.
Okay, so just click on perception.
Difficult, only 2.
Oh, sure. Okay, so no bonus?
No.
I'm not familiar with Roll20, so you'll have to kind of walk me through this. So I just clicked on the icon next to perception. It popped me up a button that says macro options. It says bonus is 0.
Yes, that's correct. Make sure you fill in the 0, because if you leave it null, it gets weird.
No, it is showing a 0. So just hit submit.
Okay, cool.
Doubles 10s.
Yes.
No automatic success, correct?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't make anything out here. There doesn't seem to be a pattern you can identify.
Okay. I mean, just keep looking, but I'm not seeing anything.
I think Parviz will try a hand at it as well.
Okay.
If that's possible, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So So I need to put 0 in bonuses, correct?
What'd you do? Which button did you push?
I hit the linguistics one, because that's what you had suggested.
Good. Yep.
0 in bonuses. And then doubles 10s. No successes. Alright, let's see what we got. 2 successes.
2 successes. Good. Difficulty was 2. You notice that there are hidden glyphs subtly woven into both scenes of conquest and decrees. It indicates hidden truths among the grandeur, and, incidentally, clearly marks which passage you are to take.
And so I, sort of with a slight grin, nice thinking, friend. But we'll head this way. And he sort of points in the passage and starts heading that direction.
As the first one of you starts to pass through it, the other ones, except for that one, those hallways all just sort of slide shut. You follow a twisty maze-like passage that turns and goes up a short flight of stairs and, doubles back on itself. About 5-10 minutes, and you come into another room. And there are murals on this one as well. This one shows the same ruler, and you can tell he fears that outsiders might weaken his kingdom, and tells his architects to build walls without doors and towers without windows. His advisors caution him that a kingdom must breathe like a living thing, open to change. He dismisses them, believing his vision alone is pure.
Became a bit of a paranoid sort, did you?
Well, the last ones weren't. Although, maybe true. Are there any passageways or anything in this room as well? Is it just a room of these images?
Oh no, there are 7 or 8 different hallways extending from this room.
I think he's going to, maybe not in the same way, but definitely analyze the images again to see if we can see, sort of looking for the glyphs now that he knows.
This time you find the glyphs in the closed fists of his statues and in the sealed doors of his buildings.
And they lay out same.
Yes, they do. It clearly indicate one. Excuse me, my dog is barking her head off. I will be back in 1 second.
Oh,
Yep,
good.
take a BRB.
Please! All right. The passage, again, winds around, twisting. In some cases, you'll think you're going one direction, and then a wall will slam down and you'll go a different direction.
Am I still glowing? Does the glow continue for, like...
The glow drops at about 1 level per hour, and...
Oh, well then I'm sure it's probably been a few hours. So he's maybe barely
Yeah,
glowing.
he's not glowing at all.
Yeah.
All right.
I just thought it would be funny. We're navigating through these dark tunnels, and I'm just do.
Oh, any solar can basically light up their cast mark to act as a torch. But there's a soft golden light coming from nowhere, so you can
Good.
see just fine in here.
Good.
Almost as if it was daylight. Weird.
Hmm.
The third room looks cracked and damaged, but you can still make out that trapped within this perfect city, his people and even his most trusted allies conspire against him, believing that he has lost his way. And then a rebellion comes, and he's sealed within his greatest work. And this time the glyphs are in the expressions of the betrayer and in the cracks forming in the walls.
Let me deal with my dog for a half a second.
Yep.
Things might have done things.
There you go.
and I don't
Okay,
do
that's
them.
better. All right.
Okay, good. So, you said in the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
I think perturbed by this.
So, as I'm assuming you're pointing this out, you're saying these glyphs are almost formed by the cracks themselves?
Yes.
So,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
no, it just kind of looks quizzically and so this was built in disrepair? Or have the magics done this over time?
Parviz sort of scratching his head, just like, I don't have a definitive answer. I would say yes to either of those. He's very perturbed by the cracks having these glyphs inside of them. I think he's going to I think he's going to go ahead and I'll spend another 5, but I'm going to spend 5 of my personal pool and try and see ghosts again.
You cannot.
Nothing.
You cannot.
Okay.
And it's a scene log, so you'll be able to. It'll stay up for a while. I'll let you know.
Okay, that's fine.
I would say, and just for just kind of information, I feel like we probably know each other to a point at least. Most of Cyclone's gifts are on the physical side of things, not the magic and etc. Just for, like knowing each other context.
So, as you go through the hallways, you see fewer branches, fewer paths, fewer spurious paths, and you finally come to what appears to be a dead end. And on this dead end wall, there's another mural. It's the ruler, a ghostly figure now, sitting alone at the heart of his creation. His hands are raised as though asking something, and there's an inscription that reads, "A ruler who builds only wall will die alone within them, but a ruler who builds doors must ask, who shall I let inside?" The final glyphs are inscribed in the palms of his hands, and they simply say, "Forward."
I think Parviz is going to try and continue forward through sort of pushing on the wall.
The wall is apparently completely illusory.
Follow.
Now, at this point, the hallway widens, and there are a series of mirrors down both sides, okay? And there are columns of and they're not like just straight down in a line. Some are high, some are low, and there's a beam of light that bounces between them all, forming a lattice of golden sunlight. And you see that some of the mirrors are damaged, tarnished specifically, and that causes there to be fluctuations within the network of light. There's places where there are surges of, and there are places where it like dims out almost entirely.
How high is the ceiling in this chamber?
About 15 feet.
Okay, I'm gathering this is a fairly large passage.
Yeah, it's like 20 feet wide, 15 feet tall. It's a good sized path.
So with I know I have that monkey leap type thing. Would it be possible for me with something I have to kind of scamper up a corner and see if, from as elevated a perspective as I can get, if this lattice of lights is some form of glyph or something?
Yes, you could. You scamper up pretty easily. I mean, going up walls is not challenging for you. And it doesn't seem to be. It seems to be like a regular herringbone sort of pattern that, it is. You feel it's designed to make sure that there's no space to pass through.
So, you
Certainly
cut
not
out for a
human.
second there. You're saying it's to make sure there's no space where like someone can hide in a dark corner, basically.
Right.
Okay. So I will relay that. Yes. So apparently it's some sort of passage of clarity or something. I don't know. But also, someone doesn't want to be snuck up on.
I'm catching a theme with your past self.
Leitmotif at best.
So, I think, at this point, I mean, I'm being cautious of any sort of, physical trigger thing that might be here. But I think kind of look to my compatriots and, well, shall we advance?
We shall. And still continuing on point, I think he's going to just very cautiously begin to walk forward, sort of down the center of this hallway.
Are you going to do something to attempt to dodge of irregular essence? You feel like those are probably not healthy to get
Okay.
Okay, so I was envisioning this is just light. You're saying
Yes.
there are more beams?
Yes. Okay. So it's beams of light, and yeah, that's the main thing. But some of the mirrors towards the first part, on the closer end of the hallway, look like they've been knocked out of place or damaged. In one case, actually cracked, and it's causing there to be flares of energy surging along this network of lines. There's a pattern to it you could probably figure out.
Okay. That's the part I was hung up on. I was thinking it was just light. Okay. Then yes, going to try and see maybe where there's a panel that seems misaligned, maybe try and push it around a little bit, see if it'll move in any way.
Okay. You actually find that it will carefully. You find that it will move a little bit, and
Okay.
I would say it's probably an intelligence and occult to figure out how to realign things to end the essence surges.
Okay. Then I will give
Difficulty
you
is
that.
going to be 4. Okay.
Difficulty is going to be 4. So we're looking for at least 4 successes or better.
Yes. Now the thing is, you do have an occult excellency.
Okay.
So, because right now your dice pool is 5. I'm giving you 2 for the description of how you're going to do it.
Okay.
So that makes it 6. Okay, or sorry, 7. So in the bonus thing, it's going to be 2. You can buy up to 5 additional dice by spending 1 mote per die, and that's your occult excellency. It's just a very baseline power.
So 1 mote per die. I'm 2 plus already, and I have a pool of 5. So I'm at 7.
Right.
I'll go ahead and spend 3 mote, buy 3 more die.
Okay.
So
that
I'll
puts you
just
at 10
add,
dice.
Yep.
Okay.
Add 5, and that'll take me, and I'll spend it out of my peripheral if I can. I believe I can.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
that'll take me to 25, which is not a bad number to be at. All right, submit that. Doubles 10s. No automatic success. And rolled.
Oh, 6 successes.
wow.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you're going to have your friends assist you.
Yeah,
somewhat,
absolutely.
but it'll take you about 15-20 minutes, and you'll get the mirror so that there are no more bursts.
Okay.
And as you guys pass through this hallway, you feel as if this light's like penetrating, not in a bad way, but it's like penetrating through you, and
I would imagine
you're
as we feel this. I would imagine as we feel this, Parviz is going to be like, this, it's the light of the solar, and it exposes your soul.
Yes. And then once you pass through that, you get to another door that is not locked. It's just a pair of bronze doors. You open it, and in this room are 2 things. One, a group of 6 statues, you think, about 6 foot tall, look like an armored man, each armed with a very real 2-handed sword. And there are also...
Sorry. Do they look... Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish, okay. And then I'll ask.
And there's also lines of poetry, stanzas of poetry carved on the walls in Old Realm. Who speaks and reads Old Realm? God, I hope you do.
I do not.
I'm trying to see where my...
Oh, good, you do.
I do.
Young Steve.
Good.
Sarcastic? Old Realm?
No.
Okay.
And surprisingly, does not speak on Old Realm.
Do I, out of curiosity, are these the same sort of guards' uniforms or armor sets that I would have seen in that flash?
No, these are not the
Okay.
ones who killed you.
Okay.
They are, however, all identical, and they do wear a sunburst emblem on their
Okay.
chest.
Good to know.
And as you guys come into the room, they go from, the stereotypical both hands resting on the sword that's point down to grip the swords and pull them up into a high guard. And they seem to be waiting for something.
Okay. As they as they sort of wait, I am going to begin, I guess, not reading out loud, but reading the poetry to try and see if I can am I recognize this in any way? Is this anything that I might know? What? Yeah.
The poetry is all about leadership and just rule, honor, and wisdom over raw power. And it's in what appears to be a fairly complicated style. And you vaguely remember in writing this poetry once upon a time. And give me, I could see this as, it's going to be intelligence, but I could see it as linguistics, occult, or a lore challenge.
Let's do lore.
All right.
I'll do lore.
Okay. Difficulty 3.
No bonuses, I'm assuming. Let's do doubles, tens. This should be... that is... No, not going to do it.
With 2 successes, you get that there's something weird about 2 particular poems. Like, there's something off about their meter.
Okay. Narrowing it down to those 2 poems, could I do maybe a linguistics check since I'm suspecting it's their meter? Actually, yeah, I'll say linguistics since I'm suspecting it's their meter. Do I have any abilities that let me spend motes to add to that linguistics check? Let me ask you that as well.
So,
as I am an orator and all of those things.
You see how some of your abilities have blue check marks to them?
Yes.
You have an excellency for all those abilities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can bump any of those. And you can bump it as high as the attribute plus ability that you're using.
So I could bump that up +3.
Well, what's the linguistics? If you're doing intelligence linguistics, you could bump it up by 5.
Up by 5. Okay.
Yeah, attribute plus ability.
Okay. Let me then. I'm going to go ahead and do exactly that. I'm going to bump that up by 5. I'm going to, which will take me to 20 there. And I will doubles, tens, and on a minute. 5 success.
All right, there are 2 lines that have a screwed up meter, and one of them translates out to kneel before the rightful heir, and the other one is attend the flame.
I wanted to say, while he's doing that, could I go ahead and have my character activate one of his charms?
Which one? Sure.
The diamond, what's it called? The diamond body prana?
Diamond body prana. Is it, let me take a look at it. Please stop that. I'm in your character sheet, and when you go back to the first page.
Yeah, I still have to fill in the stuff.
Oh,
but basically,
you don't have descriptions in there? Okay.
Not just yet.
No worries.
I can pull it up. I have it
got
pulled up
somewhere.
on the actual thing.
Okay.
Charm provides, basically, it's inverts anima, turning substance of existence something far beyond normal harm. Basic scenery damage is resisted. And Charm provides following withering attacks. Activate solo roll stamina plus resistance dice with essence or 3, whichever's higher automatic successes, and add successes to soak for the rest of the scene. Just with the swords going up, I'm sure he's anticipating some sort of possible attack.
There it is. There it is. Diamond Body Prana. Okay, starting with you can't have Diamond Body Prana because it requires Essence 2.
I thought with the Supernal I could.
Oh, your Supernal resistance? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
You do. Okay, so yes, you can do that for the rest of the scene. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay.
It is a simple action.
I just wanted to get him ready in case something happened. So just roll resistance, I guess?
No, not right now.
Okay, no, alright.
Yep. If it becomes relevant, I'll have to roll. So what are you doing with those 2 phrases?
Mulling them around in my head to see if I've heard either of them before or recognize either of them.
So it was kneel before the rightful heir, and what was the second one?
Attend the flame.
Can I... Boy, I hate to keep rolling dice, but can I make like a lore check again to see if I recognize? No. Okay.
No.
Okay. Since it seems like, well, I'm just gonna start. I'll just
Question. These statues, are they identical, or is there...
Yes.
Okay.
They're identical, and when they moved up to the guard position, they all moved as if controlled by one mind.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Steve. I just thought maybe...
No, I'm...
They begin to slowly march towards you all.
The first phrase, which was...
Kneel before the rightful heir?
Kneel before the rightful heir. I think he will stand proud, enunciate. Kneel before the rightful heir.
And at that, they lower their swords, step back, and drop into a kneeling position.
And then he will then begin saying the second phrase, which was...
Yeah, attend the flames.
Attend the flame.
All right. Nothing appears to happen. There's a door, and this door is orichalcum, and on it is inscribed, "Only the righteous may call forth the dawn."
And I think he'll sort of push his way towards the door.
It seems to be locked.
So is this inscription is in this ancient tongue that only he reads?
Yes. What you guys can make out is that there appear to be that inscription is across the top. It's like at eye level on the door, and below it is a sun disk, or above it is a sun disk, and below it appear to be ranks of people, and there are some glyphs that to you look like the musical notation of the land you were raised in.
What would I do to essentially try and hum that music?
It's not like music. Okay, sorry. It's not a score. It's like if somebody just put a little quarter note and then another quarter note and then another quarter note, almost like you're trying to indicate without using language that people are singing.
Okay, I see what you're saying there. So we've got these statues that are now kneeling, and this door
Mhm.
that has appeared with these images and glyphs on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the image depicts a crowd singing to
The sun.
the sun.
So,
Maybe you have to reveal yourself.
yeah, let's do it.
You're already glowing because you've been burning essence.
That's true.
So simply revealing a solar anima, it would have unlocked it by now.
Right. What if he starts reading the poetry, but not reading the poetry, he's reading it as though it's hymns. He's sort of him sing-songing it.
Okay. That actually, the door, a seam that you had not seen before, appears in the middle, and it slowly swings open, and you proceed into a very strange chamber. It is illuminated from the ceiling. There are columns along both sides. There's a altar or something with human remains on it. And above those remains is a ghost. But it is materialized. You can see it. And it glows golden in a way that you have never seen a ghost before.
I believe.
And the ghost turns and looks to you and does not call you Mofid Parviz. He calls you by a name in Old Realm that you've never heard before, but which feels right to you. And she says, "So, you have finally come."
I have.
And you bring
found
with you a circle, at least part of one, 2 friends. And he drops, and he says, "I see they do not speak the high tongue." And he drops into fire speak and says, "I greet you all. Please, share what names your incarnations are known by in this day."
I am called Wonderful Cyclone.
Excellent.
Thin Breakwater.
And you, whom I know by a Parviz. So, you seek that which I left for my future incarnations.
No, I believe to be one of your future incarnations.
But are you a worthy incarnation?
I've made it this far. I can prove my worthiness even more if necessary.
And he looks and he says, "It is often said that if you look at a man's circle, you know who he is." And he turns and looking at Finn and says, "If saving 1,000 innocents requires the unjust death of one righteous soul, do you do it, and why?"
Finn just kind of steps back, looks a little puzzled by this. He just kind of looks at it, thinks about it, over mulls it a bit. No.
Why?
Because every soul, every person has the ability to choose their own path and to make something greater for themselves.
And he looks over at Wonderful Cyclone. "A tyrant holds a city in chains, but under them it thrives. Overthrowing them will free the people, because war, famine, ruin. What do you do?"
There is no choice. Chains are there to be broken.
And then he turns to Mofid Parviz and says, "The unconquered sun has turned his gaze from the world. What makes you believe you are worthy of his light?
I believe that I have spent my life speaking of, talking up, and praising the unconquered sun. I believe that the unconquered sun has given me powers beyond my understanding. But I do not believe I am worthy of those powers.
And the ghost nods and smiles. Then perhaps you have learned in life what I failed to in mine. Take my legacy and make it greater. And the ghost dissipates. The body crumbles into ash, disintegrates. And in the end of the hallway, 3 doors appear, and all swing open. And the one on the left and the one on the right are both marked library, and the center is marked armory.
Parviz is going to head into probably the left door labeled library.
This door is crammed with scrolls, codexes, manuscripts, all centering around philosophy, ethics, law, and leadership.
And is the door still open behind him that he could step?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then I think he's just going to sort of stick his head in each one of these doors to see what's inside all of them.
In the armory are a number of racks. One that contains a suit of armor. One that simply has a black staff of star metal, which is a black material has patterns of the stars in it. There is a blue jade devil caster, which is a magical flame piece. There's a small knife of soul steel. And the staff, you know, was your personal weapon in the first age.
I think he would take a look in the other door before he makes any sort of touches anything at the moment.
This door, under the inscription library, it says the Testament of Fallen King. In here are a series of books and a writing desk, and on it are 2 letters.
Are the letters different in any way? Are they?
Yes, they are different.
Okay. I think he will reach out and probably gather both of the letters at that point, and then head back to the armory, where I am going to take that small knife for sure, if possible.
Oh yeah, the knife, it's small, and there's a little plaque that says the Whispering Fang. It's a delicate soul steel dagger with elegantly curved, almost organic looking blade. Are you familiar with what soul steel is? It is a black metal made from underworld ores alloyed with ghosts. There are literally ghosts bound within this knife. And if you look at it for too long, you'll see their faces.
I think he would take that and sort of hook it into his belt, but underneath of his robe, sort of tucking it in, out of sight, out of mind type of way. And then probably also reach out and grab the staff as well, and start clicking his way out.
I think at this point, Cyclone kind of looks at Parviz and goes, "Are we to partake in these treasures of your past? Or
I
is
see
this
no
something
reason I see no reason why you cannot. Past me has not said anything about you not having anything. He quizzed you as well as I.
So there was a flame piece, armor,
Mm-hmm.
a knife, a
staff.
staff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. The armor is orichalcum, and here we go. It's actually a very minimal set of armor. It's pauldrons, vam braces, and fist guard, and it's extremely lightweight. I'm sorry, it's not orichalcum. It's star metal. Dirt.
I feel like I might look at that, but if you don't mind, Parviz, could I see that knife? Just look at it.
Parviz pulls the knife and hands it to you.
Handle it, I mean, what sort of vibe do I get off of this? I mean, I know what you described, but is it...
It is... It's got kind of a creepy vibe. You almost get the feeling there's a joke somewhere.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, not one armor, well, just interferes with many things I do. And,
if you would like the knife, you can have it.
Well, for the time being, if you don't mind, I think...
Real quick, this armor, one of its abilities is to no longer count as armor and no longer have a mobility sheet.
Ah. Okay. Like, yeah, not to get meta about it, I just kind of... My sense was that was more of a heavy character type thing.
Oh, no. This is, like I said, it's just pauldrons, vam brace, and fist guard. It doesn't actually count as armor.
Okay. Well, in that case, I think I'll just hand the knife back to Parviz and perhaps check that out and, kind of testing it. Oh, remarkable. I might actually be able to make this work.
Yeah, Finn would just kind of smirk, like, well, it definitely doesn't fit me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I will take the armor and actually you're saying this almost like is of a scale that could actually be worn underneath clothing, or would it need to be over?
Absolutely.
I think
it could be worn under clothing.
Yeah, if we've got the time to do it, kind of test fit it and don it.
All right. It is named Freedom's Cadence.
Speaking of time,
mm-hmm.
Do we have a sense of time in here? Do we know how much time it's been since we've entered the woods? And
definitely several hours.
And probably based on the time of the day we entered, do we know, is that coming towards evening, probably?
You got maybe 2 more hours till sundown.
Okay. I sort of communicate to the group that we should, when we're able to leave, we should head out as soon as possible.
Yeah. Finn will pick up the flame piece that was
in
there.
Our young friend is many things, but I don't want him to suspect us dead. Plus, I miss Farouk.
Yes, I suppose this does appear to be the end of this passage.
You've also got the what's the name of it? The Testament of Fallen Kings to look at.
Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at it.
There is a multi-volume set entitled The Laws of Power. Looking at it, you come up with chapters such as The Lion's Right, When to Break a Kingdom to Keep It Loyal. the mirror of rule, fear and love and balance, and the ruler as son, how to burn away treason before it begins. But inside the first volume, you see a handwritten note. I wrote this, I believed this, and now I see what it led to. There is wisdom in this book, but also poison. Do not drink too deeply.
Sounds like some pulp novels. Let's
There's also the archive, a collection entitled Primary Source, about the end of the First Age. Confessions, reports, letters, a report on the first stirrings of rebellion that concludes the realm's foundation is strong, we are eternal. And a note that says, I do not know who you are, I do not know if you will do better, but I leave you this so that you cannot say you were not. The two letters, one is from someone, and as soon as you see the name, you get the memory of the person, the woman who struck the killing blow. And it is actually, I will add it later, yes. And it says, among other things, we should have been gods forever. That is what you told me. That is what I believe. The gods should not need chains to hold their people in place. You were my general, my lord, my lover, and when the end came, you did not flee, nor fight, nor beg. You only asked that I tell the truth. And then it says, at the end, here it is. If you are one of them, if you wear the sun on your brow, then read this and understand. And the other letter says, and you recognize that this handwriting is your handwriting. I do not know if I'm the last. If you are reading this, then perhaps I was not. I do not know if that is a blessing. I have seen the future, though I will not live to walk it. It is coming, a reckoning, not only for me, but for all of us who have worn the sun upon our brow. They say we are mad. The burden of our power warps us, that no one should rule as we have ruled. They say they are saving the world from us. I hated them for it, until I asked myself, if we were meant to rule, then why must the world be saved? I could have stopped it. I see that now, a century ago, when I first felt the fear in my subject, when the first whispers turned to screams. But we are the sun's chosen. We are eternal, and so I waited. Do not wait. And past that, there are ink smudges, but no words.
I'd imagine he'd fold these up and stick them somewhere close to his heart, sort of as a take heed. I would also imagine he would carry a bag of some kind and pack the unless it's the library's worth of volumes. I think he would pack a handful of volumes of the book, and definitely take the testaments of the end. The end of the first age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you guys return to the chamber where the ghosts and the remains were, on the altar in the center of where the remains used to be is an egg-sized stone. It is a yellow gem that burns with an inner light. As someone trained in the occult, you know that manses are places of power that produce what is called a hearthstone, and that hearthstone can power wondrous artifacts, or simply be born by one of the Exalted to increase their ability to regenerate motes. All you have to do is attune to it. Do you want to do so?
Yes, I'll attune to the Hearthstone.
All right. So this gives you a couple of benefits while you're within the manse. Okay. While you have the Hearthstone on you, you will respire an additional 2 motes, and you can also 4 extra motes per hour.
4 motes
So,
per hour. Okay.
Yeah. And you'll also be able to tell if anyone uses any essence, any magical power within this manse. And so now with the defenses down, the path out is simple, straightforward. Where there was a labyrinth, there is just a hallway passing through the 4 chambers, and you can make it outside pretty quickly. However, when you get outside, the whole area is covered in a mist, thick, unnatural fog. And then an individual steps closer to you, and he is eerie, beautiful, but eerie. His skin is the pallor of the dead. He's clothed in black armor and flowing robes. Ratons accompany him. Ratons are a type of carrion bird. And he looks burned. His robes look like they've been burnt, and he even has some burns on part of his face where you can see him. And he looks at you and says, "Huh, I bled for what lay within that tomb, and it bows only to the sun's champions. Unjust, but no matter." And he just sort of looks at you all and says, "What did you take from that tomb?"
Only items that belong to me.
Are you sure? And he gestures, and the ground kind of shifts. Little sinkholes appear, sharp black rocks jet from the earth. And he says, "Think carefully on your answer. What did you take from this tomb?"
Intro and outro music by the band 12 Noon. You can email us at meandsteverpg@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at @RPGs. Find us on Facebook at Me and Steve RPG Podcast. On Discord at Me and Steve RPGs. And as always, all of these links are in the show notes. Thank you, and be kind to one another.
How much for the cigar?
Cigar, $20, dog. You gotta go down the street to the store and buy that.